Hello students, and welcome back to Hexxit Education. This is lesson number 27, and today we're going to be talking about chocobos and horses, specifically the horses from Project Zulu, because this is Minecraft version 1.5, so there are no horses yet. So without further ado, we're going to head out to an area we've only touched on briefly, I think, during our tour, which is the stables. So here we are. Hey there, little guy. How you doing? Actually, hold on. Let me check here. Yes, that is a guy. You know how I can tell? See those rainbow little manes they have? That means it's a male. So today right now we're going to be talking briefly about chocobos. So how do you talk about chocobos? You talk about them by several different methods. And do I have... Yes. Okay, so first and foremost, full disclosure, I did spawn these in. So these are all untamed chocobos. So how you tame a chocobo is by taking some Geisel greens. I'm going to mispronounce this every time, but I'm going to call them Geisel. And how you get these is usually drops from chests. You can get Geisel seeds from breaking wheat, and that will allow you to grow Geisel greens. You also get a chance to get the more rarer varieties, which is the Loverly, the golden, the red, and the pink, I believe. So right click with the Geisel green, and it usually takes 2 to 4. That one only took 1. So this one is now tamed. So I should be able to... Oh, no, I can't. So now next thing I need after you tame them is you need a chocobo saddle, which is one of these here. And how you craft a chocobo saddle is by taking a feather, a leather, and 2 string, or alternatively you take a regular saddle and add a chocobo feather to it. So let me just grab one of these, and they do, unlike regular saddles, they do in fact stack. So nice little addition. So where was that one? I think it was this one. Yep. No, I guess it was this one. There we go. Because that one accepted the saddle, so right click on it, 2, and now we're moving. Okay, so you can tap the space bar to have them jump slightly. I think most of them only jump 1 block, and I'll get to that in just a minute. But if you're familiar with the horses in Minecraft version 1.6, you'll find it's relatively easy to control once you tame them. Getting off, on the other hand, I think you just right-click sort of on the chocobo. You can't do the left shift just as you do with the regular horses. Okay, so one thing I will talk about briefly is the chocobo saddle bags, which you make by taking 3 leather and a chocobo feather. And after you're putting a saddle on your chocobo, you right-click to add that onto it. And you should be able to, I believe, by right-clicking on the chocobo. There you go. Sorry, shift right-clicking. This chocobo's name is Celeste. In order to move items in and out of the saddle bag. So pretty useful thing. Another thing you can do alternatively. Now I believe you need to tame another one. So there we go. So if you right-click with chocobo pack bags, without putting a saddle on there, you can shift right-click to put bags into Jinx's saddle. However, you cannot put chocobo pack bags with a chocobo saddle. Because you can either ride them with the saddle bags, or you can use them to store things using the pack bags. Okay, so next thing I want to talk about is the Chocopedia. Now, contrary to popular belief, the Chocopedia is not used Chocopedia is not only used to learn about the chocobos. It will tell you quite a bit of information about them, including, according to the TOC, in the wild, greens, mutations, domestication, breeding, colors, nether, chocobo cake, all sorts of things. One thing you can do with it is right-click on a chocobo. Oh, sorry, a chocobo that as you already tamed. To say it says owner, health, male can breed. This refers to the where it is in its breeding cycle, as opposed to being, well, actually, it can also refer to if it's immature or not. So you can say name hidden or name shown. So I'm going to do a name shown because I happen to like it. You rename Celeste. Let's name this one yellow one. Okay, so one other thing you can do is you can change its default command to either stay or follow. But the important thing you have to do is press confirm afterwards in order for it to actually obey the command, and in this case, follow you around. Or if you wanted to stay. But you do have to have the Chocopedia in your hand. Confirm. Or if you wanted to, say, pick up another Chocobo and not use this one, you can press drop gear and it will drop the items that it's carrying. You cannot it doesn't have a default GUI, so you cannot insert and remove items like you would with a vanilla horse. Okay, so in general, this is the way that breeding works, and it is a somewhat complicated process. I'm gonna try and go through it as easily as I can. So basically, what you need are these Loverly Geisels. What these do is, when you breed two Chocobo together, this gives them a 20% chance to change color. If you happen to, and you get this as a rare drop using Geisel Greens. If you're using Geisel Green, attempting to breed Chocobo, I highly recommend you pick up this. There you go. The Lily Pad of Fertility from Xeno's Reliquary. What this does, among other things, is increases the rare drop rate. So if you put this fairly within, I think it's check our episode on Xeno's Reliquary tools, but I believe it's a 9x9 cube around it. You will get more likely to get Lovely Greens or Golden Geisels. And what the Golden Geisel does, it gives you a 50% chance for it to change color. So I'm going to use some of the Lovely Greens here, and I believe, let me check here. So you have to tame them, and you can tell that this yellow one is male and this blue one is female. So I'm going to hit it with, actually, I'm going to hit it with the golden. So this one and this one. So they're doing their thing, and we have we have a little baby Chocobo, and it's called a Chicobo. That's like a chicken, but a Chocobo. It's so cute. Look at the little Chocobo. Sorry about that. But I should note that this baby Chocobo is yellow. So we did not like it. Even though we used the golden Geisel, we only received a yellow Chocobo, and it's not necessarily what you want if you want to get the better Chocobo. So now we go outside, and I think on the way here you happen to have seen my bit of artwork on the side of our stable. This is a graphic representation of how Chocobo breeding works. So bear with me now. Okay, so if you have two yellows, you will either get a blue or a green. So that's just the way that they function. If you have if you have a green and a blue, it will produce a white. If you take a yellow and a white, it will produce a black. If you take a black and a white, it will produce a gold. And the gold is the one that you want. There are also pink Chocobos, which are actually caused by taking a gold Chocobo and feeding it to breed with a red Geisel or with a pink Geisel, and that will give you either a red Chocobo or a pink Chocobo. There's also purple Chocobos, which are only found in the Nether and are relatively rare. So I'm not really going to talk about them in this regard. That guy is so cute. Oh, sorry. So, why would you bother with all this breeding method? Well, as you can guess, these Chocobos have different abilities depending on how far along the breeding process they are. Here are the stats right here. The yellow Chocobo is the default. It's the average one, has normal abilities. The green Chocobo can climb 1 block high as a default. So it just move forward, it climbs up 1 block. Pretty useful. The blue chocobo has the ability to cross over water. So you just basically run over water, and also enables water breathing if you happen to get stuck underwater, and that's including for you and the chocobo. Very useful. Now it gets interesting. A white chocobo has the abilities of the previous version, so it has the climbing, the water crossing, as well as a high jump ability, and it's faster than the ones previous. The black one has even more. It has the climbing, the water crossing, the high jump. It's even faster, and also has night vision. Again, very good. I will briefly mention that the purple one has climbing, lava crossing, is faster than a black, has a slow version of flying, yes, and has a feather falling 10. Also gives the player fire resistance. But again, those are very hard to find. The gold, or actually the gold or the pink or the red, has all of the above plus more. So it has climbing, water crossing. It is the fastest chocobo. It has the ability to fly, and also it has feather falling X, so you will not take fall damage. So what does this all translate to? Let me show you. Okay, so this is a gold chocobo. And as you can see, it's moving around. Okay, how did they get out of there? Okay, I guess I have a lot to learn about how these things move. I thought they couldn't get out, but okay. So back to our lesson. This is a gold chocobo. So I'm going to hit it with some Geisel greens. Oh, I guess it can jump over the one high. Good to know. So now that we have this guy tamed, we hit it with the chocobo saddle, and then we hit it with Chocopedia. So this is Cecil, and I'm going to call this one Gold One. And confirm. So right click on it to mount this guy. So yeah, I mean, I built this track in order to show speed, but this thing is just outdistancing it by much farther. So let's try a little bit more tricky. Just holding down spacebar, and my world is very hard pressed to load in time. So yeah, this is why you want a golden chocobo. You can fly almost like creative mode. Hold down spacebar to ascend. It will slowly descend by default, or you can hold the left shift or sneak to descend rapidly. So very cool. I'm on top of the world. Uh-oh, that doesn't sound like a good sound. Huh. I think we might have lost one of our chocobos. Okay, so right click to descend, right click, stay, confirm. So somehow this little guy got out. I have no idea why, but oh well. Yeah, I think we may have lost the other chocobo somehow. Okay, so next up, I want to talk briefly about our stables here, or rather, the specifics about the stables. And if you look, what I have on the floor is not actually, well, it's not actually anything really. It is straw, and you make straw like this. You take 2 wheat, and it gives you 3 straw. I believe the minimum area you need is a 3 by 3, but I'm not certain about that. And essentially, what straw does is it is one of the first things you need in order to designate your area as a chocobo pen. You also need to have walls and some form of roof, but you also need a cauldron, that is filled with water. So I'll fill this up. So now what happens, I wouldn't affect these guys, but what this does is it makes the chocobos slowly regain health simply by standing on top of the straw. So very useful little trick. Next thing I want to mention very briefly is the chocobo whistle. Do not use this. This is actually a bugged item. Let me just show you how it's made in case you make it by accident. Using a piece of gold and a chocobo feather. I believe it can cause game crashes. It probably won't. I just don't want to mess with it right now because I'm kind of afraid to have my game crash. One thing I do want to talk about though is this, which is the Geisel cake. Okay, I'm sorry. I was getting frustrated. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to hurt you. You'll heal. You're on the straw. Okay, sorry about that, little chickaboo, but according to my records, you're supposed to be able to use a Geisel cake to make a baby chocobo grow to adulthood. It's possible it needs to be a little bit older. Maybe it can't take it when it's in this form, but it's supposed to make it grow faster. Okay, well, something went wrong with that, obviously. This is how you make it in any case. Geisel greens, sugar, egg, milk, wheat, a lot of materials. Basically, it's similar to a vanilla cake, except with the addition of the Geisel greens. So I don't know quite what went wrong with that, but that pretty much wraps up the chocobos. So now I'm going to talk fairly briefly about the horses from Project Zulu. And we're back. Okay, so just briefly, I want to talk about the horses that are available in Hexxit. These are horses that come from Project Zulu. Wow, that was loud. And so was that. Sorry about that. One of the known bugs, unfortunately, in Hexxit, especially with Project Zulu, is that the sound levels for the horses is constant, meaning that the farther away you get, they still say the same volume. So no matter how far away you are, unless you're pretty far away, like the other side of campus, you will still hear them from a long ways away. But you can still actually tame them by putting a saddle on them, just like this, and right-clicking. However, in order to ride them, you have to have a stick in your hand. If you do that, you will be able to ride them, although they are not exactly the fastest thing, on four legs. But, I'd say they're slightly slower than a pig. Another thing, though, is that they only seem to have a single directionality. You can't. So you right-click to get off them. So you can't exactly back up. They actually steer kind of like a boat in a way. So this one, going in a direction, and I'm not even pressing forward. I'm just moving it around, and it's moving forward in that direction by default. So you can, if you want to. They come in several different colors. They come in white, gray, dark brown, black, dark black, and beige. The ones I have here, this is a black horse, and this is a white horse. So and you can breed them together by using either apples or carrots. So yeah, I have no idea where the heck that music comes from, but that's what it is. One thing I think is an unknown bug is that if you stay too close to them during their breeding session, they will not actually produce offspring. So you have to sort of hit them and let them go for a while. So be right back. Okay, so I went away for about 2 minutes, and I came back and they did not produce an offspring. So I'm not sure what to make with that. It's possible it was an unsuccessful breeding, as far as I can tell. But in any case, these guys are pretty freaking loud, and that alone may make you not want to use them in favor of the relatively quieter and much faster chocobos. So this concludes this lesson on the chocobos and the horses. Some fairly loud additions to Hexxit, but nonetheless a very useful part of your Hexxit education. So this has been Kankadia, and class dismissed.